If you're over 50 and planning to renovate your home, repair your car, or simply want to fix things around you, Harbor Freight is likely an ideal stop. Many people even say, "I've been shopping here for a decade. I know exactly what I'm doing." And that very thought is the most dangerous thing. Harbor Freight is not a scam store. They don't sell fakes, nor do they hide prices. But what they do better than any other store is understand the psychology of older buyers, who believe in experience, trust their intuition, and believe they are not easily swayed. The truth is, a lot of deals, member-only prices, or special clearances are designed to make you decide faster, not buy smarter. This video is not intended to criticize Harbor Freight. It's for you, to help you realize when to buy, when to stop, and, most importantly, when you are being manipulated without even knowing it. Let's get started. I'm sure many people here have stepped into Harbor Freight with a very clear intention, to buy only one essential item. But after just a few minutes, your eyes begin to scan the colorful price boards, cam, gold, blue, team. There's no invitation, no staff trying to persuade you, but somehow, your brain has already started making decisions for you. This is not a coincidence. This is intentional design. Harbor Freight uses a traffic light-like color system for pricing to influence shopping behavior. Orange, clearance. Your brain reads this as the last chance, just like seeing a cheap house for sale sign on a familiar street. You feel that if you don't act right away, you'll miss something that won't come back. Yellow, sale, the color of optimism. It doesn't say cheapest, it whispers you're winning. Blue, member price. This is when the ego is activated. This price isn't for everyone, it's only for people like you. Purple, open box, creates the feeling of an item left behind by others, similar to finding a wallet on the street with no one around. Each color is a signal, and each signal goes straight to the fast response brain region, where decisions are made before reason can intervene. With older adults, especially those over 55, the brain tends to rely on visual experience. You've seen hundreds of clearance racks in your life, and you've learned that clearance is usually cheap. The problem is, that's not always the case. Many orange price tags don't add coupons, while a regular item can be cheaper if you know how, but color makes you stop comparing. Just like when you see a yellow light on the road and unconsciously speed up instead of thinking. What about you? The last time you bought something just because you saw it had a different colored label, did you actually compare prices? But it's important to emphasize that the biggest trap isn't high or low prices. The trap lies in making decisions faster than usual. Color shortens the thinking process, like removing the brakes from a car going downhill. You're not buying because you've considered it enough. You buy because every signal around you says you should buy right now. And when the decision is made too quickly, you almost forget what you went into the store to buy in the first place. But color is only the first layer of deception. The real question to ask is, what happens when those colors are combined with member-only pricing, personalized coupons, and a sense of being favored? In the next section, we'll talk about the Inside Track Club, where a small fee can make you return to the store more often than you think and spend more than you planned. At first glance, the Inside Track Club sounds like a harmless invitation. Just $9.99 a year, less than a meal out, for member-only prices. For many people, especially the elderly, this seems like an obvious decision. If I often buy here, why not? And yes, mathematically, the Inside Track Club can absolutely pay for itself very quickly. Just one large item discounted by an extra $50 or $100, and the card has paid for itself. But the problem isn't with addition and subtraction. The problem lies in what happens after you swipe the card for the first time. When you become a member, Harbor Freight doesn't just recognize you as a customer, they recognize you as someone who is committed. In behavioral psychology, this is like buying a monthly gym pass. You don't go out more because you need to exercise more, but because there's always a silent thought in your head, I've already paid. I have to make the most of it. With the Inside Track Club, that feeling comes over you every time you walk past the store. I am a member. I have a better price. It's a waste not to stop by. And so, the number of visits to the store increased. It's not because you need more tools, but because you don't want to miss out on benefits. And you? Have you ever bought something just because you thought it was a member price, not because you actually needed it? The Inside Track Club creates something very difficult to put a price on: a sense of privilege. The blue price tag whispered. Not everyone sees this price. For the elderly, those accustomed to being overlooked by the market, this feeling carries special weight. It's like being invited into a priority lane after years of having to queue with everyone else. But that very feeling obscures an important question. If I didn't have a card, would I buy this? The Inside Track Club doesn't make you buy cheaper. It makes you buy more often. There's a detail very few people know. You can ask the staff to look up the total amount you've saved in the past year thanks to ITC. If that number is greater than $30, the card has completed its task. Less than $30 you might be paying for peace of mind. Imagine it like this. $29.99 per year is like a wall clock. It's not noisy, but every time you pass by, it reminds you that it's time to go back. But the Inside Track Club is only half the picture. When a membership card is combined with personalized coupons, purchase history, and timely offers, the story becomes much more complex. In the next section, we'll delve into how Harbor Freight tracks your shopping behavior and why sometimes the coupons you receive aren't luck, but the result of a very deliberate algorithm. If you find this type of analysis helpful in seeing the market more clearly, consider subscribing to the channel, as it's not about seeing more, but about shopping more wisely. Try to remember this feeling. On a typical morning, you open your email or phone and see a familiar line: 25% off, no exclusions, today, only. No one is calling you. No one is forcing you to buy. But somehow, just as you're thinking about an item, a coupon appears as if it read your mind. This isn't luck. This is the algorithm. When you make a purchase at Harbor Freight and provide your phone number, you don't just receive a receipt. You leave behavioral traces. Their system can record what you buy and how often. When was the last time you visited the store? How long has it been since you've been back? And even the item you put in your online cart and then didn't buy. Imagine it's like an invisible notebook where every time you hesitate, the system makes a note. This customer is hesitating. From the shared experiences of current and former employees, we discovered something. Those who haven't shopped in a while often receive stronger coupons, sometimes up to 25% off, with no exclusions. The person who puts the expensive item in their basket and leaves is highly likely to be reminded with a more attractive offer. In other words, coupons are not distributed randomly. It's sent when the system thinks, with just a little nudge, this person will come back. The question you should ask yourself is, the last time you received a too good to be true coupon, what did you do beforehand? But why are older people more susceptible? For the elderly, coupons are not just about discounts. It carries an emotional message. They miss me. When they're no longer chasing noisy social media ads, many people over 55 feel these kinds of offers are like a personal invitation, not a mass marketing ploy, but it's that feeling of being cared for that blurs the line between real needs and react to pre-designed signals, arrow buy now or miss out. You think coupons are a reward? Actually, it's personalized bait. Most coupons come with a familiar phrase, expires today. This is not intended as an announcement. It's meant to speed things up. Just like when you see a sign saying there are only 2 tickets left before a show, your brain stops comparing carefully. You only have one question left. Should I act right now? And when the action happens fast enough, the consideration of whether you really need that item disappears. Yes, a simple but effective tip. When you receive a coupon, don't ask yourself how much you're saving. Ask yourself, would I buy this without this coupon? If the answer is no, then even with a 25% discount, you're still spending money on an unnecessary decision. Have you ever bought something just because of a coupon, only to realize a few weeks later that you barely use it? Please share by leaving a comment below this video. But coupons and algorithms are only part of the picture. When combined with a warranty, the sense of security and the fear of buying wrong further influence your purchasing decisions. In the next section, We'll talk about warranties and false peace of mind, and why sometimes the thing that makes you feel most secure is the thing that makes you pay more than necessary. Let's pay attention to this moment at the checkout counter. The item has been scanned, the price is currently on the screen, and just before you can breathe a sigh of relief, the familiar question rings out. Would you like to purchase an extended warranty? Just a few $dozen, just a nod. In return, there's the feeling, I did the right thing, but it was at that very moment that many people, especially the elderly, bought something that wasn't protection, but an illusion of safety. There's a harsh truth behind the counter that Harbor Freight doesn't seem to want customers to know. The standard warranty for many products at Harbor Freight is only 90 days. It's so short that, by comparison, it's like buying a car and getting it guaranteed for the distance from your house to the end of the street. Therefore, the extended warranty is in the right place at the right time. No sooner, while you're still awake, no later than when you've left the store. But it's right when you've just made the decision to buy, when the brain tends to avoid any potential risks. For many people over 55, a warranty is not just a service, it's an unspoken promise. You won't have to come back here to argue. After many years of working, repairing, and dealing with unnecessary troubles, the common sentiment is, I'm getting old. I don't want any more hassle. Buying extra for peace of mind is also fine. The problem is, that feeling of security is often not proportional to the real value you receive in return. Extended warranties are best sellers not because they are always necessary, but because they tap into the fear of risk. To be fair, Harbor Freight's warranty has a major advantage: quick exchanges, minimal paperwork, no hassle. In a world where many companies make you fill out forms, wait for emails, and then go silent, being able to bring something into a store and walk out with a replacement is a real plus. But that's a plus for the mechanism, not a reason to buy warranties for everything. Imagine this: buying a warranty for a cheap tool you use occasionally is like buying comprehensive insurance for a bicycle that only rides around the neighborhood. The question you should ask yourself is, if this item breaks down after 2 to 3 years, am I willing to buy it again? If the answer is yes, then today's warranty might just be an unnecessary expense. Here are some simple rules to avoid getting caught up that I learned after making a few mistakes, which you can apply right away. Cheap tool, used infrequently. Purchased for a specific task area, no warranty needed. And the tool is expensive. Used frequently, but the total price plus warranty is still lower than the competition implies, worth considering. The difference lies in this: are you buying protection for the use value, or are you just buying comfort at the moment of payment? Have you ever bought a warranty and then realized you never needed to use it? But the warranty is only part of the story. When a sense of security is combined with different brand names, different prices, and different promises of quality, many people begin to believe they are comparing different companies, when in reality, they are not. In the next section, we'll unpack brand traps, why different names can come from the same source, and how that affects your decisions. If you find these analyses helpful in keeping you sane while shopping, consider subscribing to the channel, not to see more, but to avoid paying for unnecessary feelings of security. Stand in front of a familiar shelf at Harbor Freight and take a good look. Pittsburgh, Bauer, Hercules, Icon, Predator, different names, different fonts, different prices. The first impression of many people, especially the elderly, is, oh, so many brands. I have many options. But this is where the story begins to take a different turn. The truth is not printed in large letters on the packaging. Almost all of the brands you just saw are Harbor Freight, not a partner, not a distributor, not a sister company. It's the same owner, the same strategy, the same system. Different names don't exist to tell a story about origins. They exist to tell different stories to different customer groups. In the business world, this is called the good, better, best strategy. You are not asked whether you will buy it or not. You are asked, what price do you want to buy at? Pittsburgh is placed at a sufficient level. Bauer is slightly better. Hercules or Icon becomes serious and professional. It's like walking into a parking lot with 3 pickup trucks that are identical in size but painted in 3 different colors and have 3 different logos. You're not comparing whether you should buy a car or not. You're starting to compare yourself. Which group do I belong to? Why are experienced people the most easily deceived? Older people often have a very logical reaction. Different name to different company. Higher price to quality from elsewhere. That's how the market operated for decades before. But today, especially in modern retail, a name no longer speaks to origin. It speaks to positioning. You're not choosing between different companies. You're choosing between price points that the same company wants you to stop at. And this is the most sophisticated point. When you compare Pittsburgh to Icon, you feel like you're making a considered decision. But in reality, the selection framework was already in place. It's like a menu with only 3 items, all cooked in the same kitchen, but named differently so you believe you have a choice. The question to ask is not, which brand is better? But rather, do I really need to take the next step? But it's also necessary to clarify. This strategy is not bad. It helps buyers with less money still have tools to use, and those who need better equipment have a suitable option. The problem only arises when the name makes you buy more than you need, just because you're afraid you'll choose the lower version. There are no bad tools. It's just the tool that doesn't fit the way you use it. And you. Have you ever bought a better version just because you felt the cheaper one made you look unserious? After all the price traps, colors, membership cards, coupons, warranties, and brands, the final question remains: how can seniors enter Harbor Freight without falling into any of those traps? In the final section, we'll compile a simple, practical checklist to help you stay in control from the moment you walk into the store until you leave with exactly what you need, and nothing more. After peeling back each layer of the trap, from colors, membership cards, and coupons to branding, the most important question is no longer whether Harbor Freight is playing tricks. The better question is, how do you enter it while still maintaining control? Because in the modern retail world, the battle isn't fought at the checkout counter. It's fought before you even walk into the store. Step 1. Check prices first. Don't let the store be the first comparison point. Before leaving the house, take a few minutes to check online prices. Think of it like looking at a map before driving into an unfamiliar city. Otherwise, you'll let the sale signs in the store decide your route for you. A price that looks attractive under store lights is sometimes just a normal price dressed up as an emergency. Step 2. Look at history, not just today. Tools like Price History help you see the long-term picture. An item on sale today could be an item that's always on sale. Imagine this: if a store has sale signs up all year round, then, in reality, that's the real price. Have you ever bought something on sale, only to see it go on sale again at a similar price a few weeks later? Step 3. Shopping list. Your emergency brake. A shopping list isn't meant to limit you. It's there to keep you in your lane, amidst a parking lot full of tempting turns. Each item not on the list should be accompanied by a simple question. If I don't buy this today, will I come back for it? If the answer is no, it's very likely not a need, but a reflex. Step 4. Talk to the staff. Don't see them as the other side. Many seniors are afraid to ask for help because they don't want to bother anyone. But the truth is, Harbor Freight employees have more rights than you think. A polite question sometimes helps you. Learn more about the price. Avoid unnecessary fees, or simply don't buy the wrong thing. Step 5. Don't buy just because it's on sale. This is the most important principle. A sale is not a reason to buy. New demand is the only reason. Not buying is also a smart decision. And when you walk out of Harbor Freight with exactly what you need, no more, no less, you'll realize victory isn't about buying cheap, but about not buying too much. In the final section, we'll wrap up this entire picture and answer the biggest question. Is Harbor Freight worth continuing to shop at? And if so, in what capacity? Harbor Freight is not the bad guy in this story. They're just a business that does a really good job of optimizing shopping behavior. And in a world where every button, color, and offer is meticulously calculated, the ultimate responsibility still lies with the person holding the purse strings. For the elderly, Experience is an advantage, but only when that experience is updated for the age of algorithms, data, and behavioral psychology. Smart shopping isn't about winning the store, but about staying in control before the store leads you. Have you ever fallen into any of the traps mentioned? Have you ever made a purchase that later made you wonder, what did I buy this for? In your opinion, what is the most sophisticated tactic that Harbor Freight or any store is using right now? Share your story in the comments section. Your experience can help others avoid a decision they will regret. If you find this type of analysis helpful in making more informed purchases, slowing down at the right times, and not getting carried away by emotions, consider subscribing to the channel. It's not about watching more videos, but about making fewer wrong decisions. The content in this video is shared for the purpose of analysis, education, and raising consumer awareness, and is not intended to attack or accuse any business. All examples are based on personal experiences, public sharing, and a behavioral analysis perspective on shopping. The decision to buy or not to buy is always yours. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.